Hi, Zigage family. Can you hear us?
Hi, everyone.
How you doing?
Good.
Thanks, you.
We so wish we could have met you in person, but here we are in the middle of a pandemic, right? So congratulations on your last day of school.
I know. It's exciting.
That's exciting.
Made it.
Yeah, that's very exciting. So I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Kristen, Cameron's mom. And then if everybody else wants to introduce themselves real quick.
So I'm David Holland, Cameron's father.
I'm Eulaine, Cameron's sister.
I'm Brian, Cameron's stepfather.
I'm Spence, Zach or Kyle's dad.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm Kelly, Kyle's mom.
Nice meeting you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure's ours.
Too.
So we just want to talk about the scholarship a little bit. I was going to try to pull it up because I don't have it memorized. So I'll just kind of read. You've probably read it before, but I'll just kind of read, the requirements and why we established it. So the Cameron Holland Scholarship was established to remember Cameron and recognize a Ralston Valley senior that has established academic, athletic, and character traits that are complementary to Cameron's memory. Cameron was dedicated to academic achievement. He was a two-sport athlete. He played football and track and possessed a kind and generous personality. Consideration will be given to a Ralston Valley senior that possesses a GPA of 3.0 or higher at the beginning of their senior year and participated in a minimum of 2 CHASA sanctioned sports and at least 3 years of participation in one of those sports and earned a varsity letter in at least one of those 2 sports. And then you have to, we required that you have 2 letters of recommendation from coaches or faculty or teachers that portrayed the character traits that Cameron had, the kindness of a sympathetic and helpful nature, sensitivity that is delicately aware of attitudes and feelings of others, and then respectful and the ability to show honor and esteem. So I didn't know if you guys had read all that or heard all that, so I just wanted to run through that.
And so then we wanted to tell you that you are the first selected candidate for the scholarship. So you won this year.
I'm honored to win this because I know this was a big deal and everything. And knowing Cameron since middle school, I'm so honored to receive this from you guys.
Well,
Thank you. It's quite an honor.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yes, congratulations.
Yep, congratulations. Yeah, we looked at your overall resume. It was very impressive. Very impressive. Yeah, we weren't sure if how long you'd known Cameron.
I met him in middle school, so I met him in 7th grade.
Okay, very nice. Very nice.
And then we ran track together freshman and sophomore year.
Okay, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, he was, yeah, I was reading your resume there. So look, you had some issues with, would you have a blood clot?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was pretty scary. The first one that we found, I was in California for a basketball tournament and I collapsed on the court. And we didn't think anything of it at first. And then we were actually on our way to the airport to fly home. And that's when we turned around and went to the hospital and found multiple pulmonary embolisms in my lungs.
Okay.
We thought he was just really dehydrated. He had flown the day he collapsed and really hot gym and just had done a lot. So we were thinking he was just dehydrated, the trainers, and then he continued to have some issues throughout the weekend, wasn't really able to play. And it was a scary time.
Oh yeah, I know it was. I know it was. We're glad you made it through. And I'm sure you know about Cameron's story.
Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
Of course, yeah.
So It was good to see watch you persevere and keep pushing through. 'Cause I know it's hard. I know one thing I know we looked at, I think we saw how you continue to go to practice and encourage your teammates even though you couldn't play. So, I think what Cameron missed, I think maybe 1 or 2 practices, maybe. And, I know he wanted to quit. Trust me, we're not going to sugarcoat it. He talked about quitting. He said, what am I going to do? I can't play. And, but, we had to talk with him and keep encouraging him. And,
Yes.
but like I said, he talked about it, but he never missed anything. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. It's a hard time for him to figure that out.
So hard.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that really stood out in the stories and what your letters said, and you were humble enough to step back and give other people, their center stage and encourage them and give them that confidence. And that's like what Cameron did, He started football conditioning the end of May last year. In August, he had the ruptured spleen. It was his senior season. Oh my gosh, he was just devastated. And he talked about quitting, but he showed up and showed up and showed up. And then what an amazing season they had. And Cameron got to play 2 more games there at the end. And that just reminded us of you, showing up even when you couldn't participate. And so many other people would have said, forget it and quit. And that just really touched our heart.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good. Now, where you going to school? We're trying to go to school?
I'm going to Colorado State.
Colorado State. Yes.
His mom won that battle.
Really, well, you know what? See, don't look at it as a battle. Don't look at it that way. That sounds like sour grapes. Is what that sounds like.
No, not at all.
Sounds like. That's a fine academic institution, young man. Fine academic institution.
I'm really
Just say
excited.
so myself.
We're excited for his next endeavors and future.
Good. Very nice. Very nice.
That's really exciting. Yeah, we're super excited for you, and we just saw, so many similarities between you and Cameron. The other thing that jumped out to me is just being so inclusive and accepting of others, treating everybody the same. And there's multiple stories, letters have shown up, and people would say things like, Cameron was nice to me. He was the only person that was nice to me at Ralston Valley. Or Cameron would smile at me every day and wave in the hallways, and no one else would do that. And that just touched my heart. And these kids were what I would call self-proclaimed like band kids, or I'm a computer nerd. Like, they weren't the upperclassmen. They weren't like the popular kids. They weren't football players. And that's what you demonstrated as well in the things that you wrote, that you just are inclusive and treat everyone the same. And how refreshing that is, right? For kids that maybe aren't treated the same.
Yeah. I'm just honored to be compared to Cameron, just to feel somewhat the same as him, because Cameron, there was no labels with him. He just always saw the person. He always saw their smile. He always treated everybody the same, no matter what background they came from or what sport they played or anything. So it's just a great honor for you to say that about me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're super excited to name you as the first annual winner of the Cameron Holland Scholarship. What an honor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's super exciting. So you'll hear from the Denver Foundation. They'll reach out. They have your contact information, and then they coordinate with CSU to make sure that the finances go through and all that stuff. So there is one catch with this, and you have to take a pledge that you will wear your seatbelt, unlike
Trust me,
Cameron
I
did.
already do.
I figured you did, but that's like one of those, the small print on the scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wear your seatbelt. I can bring you more bracelets to remind you. Click it for Cameron.
Very important. Thank you.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing what you guys are doing with this. And, like Kyle says, we're extremely excited about this. It's very very much an honor for Kyle to receive the first one, and it's, it's just a neat thing and neat experience for us to share that. So thank you.
Very much so. It's very humbling and just so touching.
Very nice.
Yeah, and the generosity from the Ralston Valley community, our friends and family, people close and far, are why we can do this. The scholarship raised probably 3 times more than we thought we would. It's incredible, the outpouring of generosity in this community, and that's what makes this possible. But then students like Kyle, are the ones that touch our heart and help us carry on. Cameron's like,
Yes.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you so much.
the lady at the Denver's Foundation said she said she'd been doing like 20 years, said she'd never seen an outpouring. People start scholarships all the time, but usually you can't give out money the first year because you don't have enough money to sustain it. But she said she'd never seen anything in her 20 years of doing it, that type of outpouring of support, so that we were able to give out the scholarship in the first year because it was so many people donated.
That's amazing. And I think we all know we're fortunate to come from a really generous community, but I think even more so, the success that you've seen so far just really, really speaks to how much Cameron touched everybody around here.
Yeah, it is. It really is. So yeah, I think so, Chris, we'll make sure we give Kyle our contact information. He can keep us up to date as he begins his journey.
Definitely.
That'd be great.
Yep.
And when this
And
pandemic kind of mellows out, it would be great to meet you both in person and
we'll do
get
it.
together.
Great time.
yeah, that would be great.
Great
Yeah,
time.
we would love to meet face to face before you go off to college,
Oh yeah.
even if you have to wear our masks. What a crazy
Well, actually, if they do the parade, we may be able to meet him next week, next Friday.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
That'd be great.
So
Yeah, we'll honk, we'll wave.
yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, congratulations again. We're
Yeah,
super
yeah.
excited for you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Good, good.
That's all I had. Does anybody else want to add anything?
I'd say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. That's what I always say.
Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Well. All right.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Nice,
Have
thank
a
you.
nice rest of your weekend. Take
All
care.
right. Have a great weekend now.
Thank you.
Thanks
Bye.
a lot.
Bye.
See ya.
All right.
Mhm.